Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, Michaela is singing, which means we are back in the lobby bar for the week of November the 24th, 2025. Brian and Michaela here with you, and we have made it to Thanksgiving week here in the United States, at least. And inquiring minds want to know, Michaela, do you enjoy a bit of cranberry sauce mold jello thing on your Thanksgiving table?
Oh, are you asking which of the two cranberries that I like, or are you asking if I like
Just
just
if
the
you like it
jelly
in
one?
general, just in
Oh,
general, do you
I
like
do.
the
I
cranberry thing? I
I
do
do the
not.
cranberry thing. I do the cranberry thing. I do it in a very small amount though. Like I maybe do like 1/87th of the can. And I am the canned
One
jelly
spoonful.
girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not like the one that's like really got cranberries in it. Real cranberries taste gross, unless they are covered in sugar or um, added to sugar and gelatin mixture and then molded into a can. What I love about the molded cranberry sauce is that it comes out right? Like,
It
and
does,
then
yes. Yeah.
it's the exact same shape of
Dunks
the
right
as
out.
the can,
Yeah.
and it's kind of pretty at first. Like if you don't know that that's it's
They're
like it's like as a kid, I thought it was a decoration. I was like, it comes out and it's pre-decorated
Yeah.
instead of realizing it was the mold of the can. So I thought that I was living a caviar lifestyle when really it was like this was the most basic of things,
Your
right?
10
And I was like,
cent tin
look
of
at how pretty it
cranberries.
is. It's,
Michaela's living the high life. There's a real missed opportunity there because you can get butter like in the shape of like Christmas
a
trees and
turkey.
turkeys and stuff like that. Why
Mhm.
don't they have a can of cranberry sauce that could come that way? I do not like cranberries. On a side note, in sauce form. Otherwise, I like them in some things, like some cocktails, which I'm getting ready to make here because inevitably there's going to be cranberries at my Thanksgiving table, and I don't want to eat them, but I might want to drink them. So listen to this. This is a cranberry bourbon sour. I found this on a list of Thanksgiving recipes, and I thought that sounded pretty good because you're
Mm.
probably going to have some cranberries. So if you're making your cranberry gelatin salad, whatever. I don't even know what it's called. If you're making that from scratch, you probably have some cranberries, in which case you can make some cranberry simple syrup, right? Make a simple syrup, throw some cranberries in there, let it cool. It's going to be nice and cranberry tasting. But if you are in Michaela's camp and you're sneaking a spoonful out of the can, straight out of the can on your Thanksgiving day, you could probably go ahead and throw that right into this cocktail. So let's do this. Into a shaker tin goes 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon, 1 ounce of lemon juice, and then 3/4 of an ounce of either the cranberry simple syrup or you could use roughly 3/4 of an ounce of your cranberry jello mold thing because that's basically a cranberry syrup, right? It's just solidified. Just throw it in there. It's
Yeah.
going to be fine, I promise. Go ahead and going to want to put an egg white in there too, right? Because this is a sour. We like to do that around
Mm.
here. You can skip
We
that.
do.
That's completely optional if that's not your jam, but it is our jam. So an egg white in there. Go ahead and give that a really vigorous shake, and you might even want to pre-shake it if you're using the cranberry from the can
Mm.
there. Go ahead and pre-shake that, and then add some ice. Shake it again, and then strain it into like a nice fancy coupe glass. It's going to be lovely pink color there from the cranberry and the lemon juice. It's going to look very lovely. It's going to be luscious. That cream layer is going to have a nice like pinky frothy hue to it. And sip and enjoy. And I think cranberry is a flavor that goes really well with bourbon, right? Because it's nice and like tart and bitter, and that plays against kind of that oaky like sweet presence of the bourbon. I like this a lot.
Yeah. No, this is like the quintessential like kicking off the fall holiday cocktail kind of thing for me because you're right, it pairs really beautifully. You're gonna want to be careful that you really strain this or shake it really well if you are like me, who's gonna use the cranberry jello mold stuff because um, that can, especially if you're gonna especially if you're gonna shake it with ice, that's just not gonna dissolve the way that you want it to. Um, yeah, this is amazing. I have seen this served with like in a rocks glass with like a crushed graham crackers like around the edges and like
Okay.
even and then fall if you wanted to make it extra fall-y rather than Christmassy. You could do like you could add a cinnamon stick into it as you serve it, that kind of thing that just gives it a just more fall
Hmm.
forward versus like wintry. But this is delicious. I may or may not make one of these myself today. That's
There you
I
go.
love the lobby bar inspires us as well as hopefully our listeners. It's great how it's a gift that keeps giving.
That's right. And as I spend the next 3 days at the grocery store trying to buy everything I forget all week, I can have one of these to take take the edge off once I get home
Right,
fighting
right.
the traffic there. If you are going to do like the themed, like the graham cracker or the cinnamon stick, I would probably skip the egg white and just go over some ice there on that. Let's talk about the box office here. Not a lot to talk about, except for a lot of money that Wicked for Good made because that was $150 million in its opening weekend. It's close to like 300 million, I think, worldwide if you include that in there. Now You See Me Now You Don't, Predator Badlands, The Running Man, and the new release Rental Family round out the top five there. But yeah, $150 million. Everything else is dwarfed by that, of course. Michaela, we did not contribute to the $150 million because we are going to see Wicked for Good tonight. After we finish recording this, we're going to go to our own lobby bar, probably have a fancy Wicked themed cocktail, potentially. I don't know. We'll talk about that maybe over on Patreon as the night progresses. But we're going to see that and we're going to talk about it on the main show. If you need a refresher, we did cover Wicked last year on the pod, so you can look that up. I will tag that here in the episode as well, so you can look that up, re-listen to that, or rewatch it. Our conversation is shorter than the film, so time is of the essence here. If you're going to see Wicked for Good this week as part of your family holiday plans, we do have some new stuff coming out this week too, though, Michaela. If you are not going to see Wicked for Good, or maybe you're going to go see that and you want to see something else, maybe someone else in your family wants to see something else, we've got a couple of things coming out. We have smaller film here called Eternity. Let's talk about that one first here. We saw the trailer for this. Michaela is not going to be able to make it through this, so 100%, I guarantee it. It stars Miles Teller, it stars Elizabeth Olsen, and it stars Callum Turner here, and it's kind of a past lives kind of thing. Basically, more or less, I get the feeling for a very deeply
Mm.
challenging love story, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how you look at it. Yeah, yeah.
This is the worst fear for anybody on earth whose spouse has died. This right here. Like they talk about you've entered heaven, you've died, and now you get to choose who you're going to spend eternity with. And apparently you can't choose more than one person. So Elizabeth Olsen plays a character who, when she was like in her early 20s, I guess, I've not seen this film. This is just from the preview, so I can't be spoiling much, okay? But she died. She's in a marriage and he dies, or I don't know. He goes off to war. I don't know. But in her early 20s, it looks like, and then she finds another person. She marries them. They spend 50 years together or something, and now they're both also dead and in heaven. And so now she has to like choose to be with the one who died and she never got life, like a life with, or the one who she shared a life with. It's
Mm-hmm.
horribly, depressingly sad looking. And then of course it's kind of supposed to be funny. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. This is my biggest fear. No one can ever die around me because I will never be able to move on because I know I'm gonna die and God or destiny or something is gonna be like, haha, which one? Which one? It's gonna be horrible.
Which one? Which one do you want? Yeah, Eternity
Like
is going to
past
be.
lives part two. This is exactly what it is. Oh my God. I can't deal with it already. Like, look at me. I'm about to cry and we haven't even watched a second of it yet. Ugh.
It's going to be tragically sad and tragically joyous, and that brings us to our second film, which might be the same tragically sad and tragically joyous. That is Zootopia 2. The first Zootopia is amazing. Zootopia 2 also looks like it's going to be amazing now that those
Can
characters
confirm.
are established. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be tough to squeeze it in here this week with the holiday. We'll see because there's a lot of stuff here coming out over the next six weeks. But Zootopia 2 definitely worth going to check out. Another one that we need to check out is Hamnet. It's getting all of the Oscar buzz. Definitely looking forward to this. Chloe Zhao is back directing her first, I think, her first directing thing since she did the Marvel film, The Eternals, there
Mm.
after winning the Academy Award just previous to that. So I'm really excited to see her what she can whip up here because this thing looks amazing. Jesse Buckley, Paul Mescal, and that one looks good. Michaela, I don't know if you ever watched the Beatles Anthology, but that is coming out to Disney Plus and also doing a limited showing in the movie theaters. This was a miniseries documentary kind of thing about the Beatles, which released in 1995, which is where I fell in love with the Beatles. Was watching the Beatles Anthology as a 13 or 14-year-old, watching those like weekly on the television. But did you see this? Do you know anything about this, or have you listened to them,
I
like the album compilations that they put together
so
in
I've
lieu of
listened to
this?
the yeah, I've listened to the albums. I didn't Was it always affiliated with Disney? Because
Well, I
if
think
it,
however, when Disney was going through buying, most of the assets of the planet, I think the Beatles stuff went into them, which is why they got like the Get Back documentary was on there, and then a
yeah,
couple of the other things have been on Disney. So I don't. That's just part of the catalog that someone owned. I'm not 100%
okay,
sure how it came into their
okay,
hands, but back from it's probably ABC, I suppose, probably owned the rights to it at some point. So
gotcha. Because I seem to remember seeing something in the 90s, as well as the as listening to some of the um you just called you like like the Criterion catalog of them that
mhm.
was
Yep.
released. But no, I haven't. I mean, I certainly haven't seen it since. We have to go. We're just not gonna, it's a good thing I don't have like a normal job anymore. We'll just watch the movies the next 2 weeks. We're
We'll
gonna,
just
we're,
we'll just stay at the movies every day
I
for the
mean,
next
I'm
2 weeks.
real proud of us because we have seen three of the five top grossing films this week. Like by tonight, we will have seen three of them. That's pretty big for us. Even the podcast, uh, even for us, I think that's pretty good.
And we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. So you can go see that. I'm not sure the theater if that's just going to be a couple of the first episodes because I think the first three parts are dropping on Disney Plus, and I don't know if there's additional parts. I seem to remember that it was only like three episodes back in my childhood, but I totally could be bungling that. I was pretty young, but like I said, that was where I first fell in love with the Beatles was watching those anthology things and listening to the albums there. If you're staying home, Stranger Things season five, the first part of that comes out on Netflix this week as well. As I mentioned, we are covering Wicked for Good this week on the podcast. Last week we talked about The Running Man. It wasn't even really a remake, really. It was just a new telling of that Stephen King novel, The Running Man. There, so you can go check that out. Listen to that. That movie totally needs to get some more love on it. I think that people
Mhm.
saw those first kind of box office dollars and stayed away. Go check out The Running Man. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Over on our Patreon, we've got a bunch of stuff going on. We talked about Predator Badlands and our favorite 80s action flicks and kind of our new live stream format we're testing out over there. We also did our hangout last week, and we are currently busy at work getting some holiday films scheduled and hangouts and extra bonus stuff for the month of December. So you want to make sure you check that out. That is patreon.com/drinkthemovies. So, Michaela, we're going to see Wicked for Good tonight. I'm very excited about that. I'm going to go to the grocery store and pick up a poultry seasoning. I have to buy a tin of that every year. That's $8 out of my wallet every year because I always forget that I have it. So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully your week goes well. If you're celebrating this week, have a safe, happy time
Yes.
with friends and family. Do that safely. Have a cocktail, and definitely let us know what you're drinking and watching this holiday week. Cheers.
Cheers.